In this video, I want to talk about adding links to your page. So what I mean is, you could look at any page at all, but let's go to SUNY Niagara's site. And each of these menu items, right, you can see that this is a hyperlink and it's going to navigate you to another page. It's just a click away. Here, this is a link. It's in the form of a push button, but it is a link. Each of these are links. I know that because notice that the pointer finger displays when I hover my mouse. And these are images that are linkable. So you have text that is linkable. You have buttons with text that is linkable. You have images that are linkable. All of these will click and navigate you to another URL. And I'm just going to move my little record window and show you something. When I hover my mouse, look in my lower left-hand corner and you see the URL, sunyniagara.edu/visit. This is where you're going to travel to. So adding a link to your page is quite simple to do, but it uses the anchor tag. There's a few things you need to be aware of. So an anchor tag has an open and a close with some text in between. The text in between is what displays on the page. So what I was just showing you as being linkable, right? So the word admissions, placement, testing, that's the text in between. Explore programs, that's the text in between, right? That's what the user is going to see on the page. Now, where I am traveling to, the URL, that is identified and declared as part of an attribute. So the attribute is href, hypertext reference, and it's used to define the URL that you are pointing to. All right, so take a look at the syntax, right? So here's your A tag, open, A tag, close. Here are the words in between, right? So it's the click here that's going to become linkable. And then your attribute is href equals. And so the href equals, and then the URL inside. So let's give this a try. Now, there's a couple of things to keep in mind. Most of the time, or very often, you'll see images that are linkable. I'm going to demonstrate that in just a minute. But the image, when the image is linkable, so instead of words here, you would have your image tag if you want to make an image clickable. Right? So the image is clickable and is the link to the specified URL. That belongs here. I have a sample of that right here. I left out the URLs and all that in the source file name, but you can see that the image tag is embedded in between the A open and the A close. Okay, let's just talk about it first, and then I'll come back to those other couple of items. So let's do this. Let's say you want to travel to, I'm going to add a little comment to my page here, add a link. And adding a link is your A open, A close. Something in between. So click me could be what is the something in between. Now, href equals and open, close quotation marks. So the string or of the URL is going to go inside. Okay, so let's go over to our browser, and I want to show you a couple of things that I think are the easiest. Notice up in your address bar here, it doesn't show you the https://www dot, right? None of that is shown. But when I click on this and I copy, right? So you can click on it. Oops, there it is. But I want to show you clicking on it and copying. So press Control-C and then come over to your code again, and here type in, or just paste, just Control-V paste. Notice it adds in all of the extra stuff, the prefix. It does show you the HTTPS. It doesn't have a www in this case. Not all URLs do, right? But try another one. Try any other one. You could go to Google. You could go to Amazon, etc. And you'll find that if you just copy it, you have a better chance of not making a mistake or a typo. All right, so let's save this and render the page. I'm going to scroll all the way down. Now we still have our image in here. And notice that Click Me is way down on the bottom. I'm going to click it. And there I am traveling to. Now, what you'll notice, I hope you notice, let me see if I can expand this a little. I guess I can't. But let me go back. Right? When I hit the Click Me, it got rid of my page and it opened it in the same tab. Right? Same tab. Now, that is less than ideal. Most people want it to open a new tab. So there is an attribute that allows you to specify that. So let's go back to, I might have it in my notes, but let's go back to our code. So here, the first attribute is the href. The href tells it where it's going to travel to. And the next one is called target, right? So what is your target? And to open up a new page, your target is called blank, but it's underscore blank. Okay, now save this. All right, just hit save. Go back over to your browser. Oops, I guess my page is gone, isn't it? Let me get rid of all this junk. Go back to my page, view. Okay, scroll down. And now when I click on Click Me, notice that it kept my page open. I just want to draw your attention to a couple of things in your book that give you a little more information about links. So I would take the time to read it. So here's the information on the anchor tag with the href attribute, and then here common URL schemes, right? So if you were going to send mail, you'll find the mail too. So you might find that if you're hovering your mouse over a link to email, it will have the email address, etc. Okay, let me just, there's something I wanted to draw your attention to here, and that is section links. So the section links are interesting because the section link will take you to different places in the same page. Now you should have seen that before where you click on a link and all of a sudden it scrolls you, it brings you all the way down to the bottom of the page. It's very nice feature. So take a look at this. This has a section tag, section open, section close, which is just breaking up your page, but it has one section which they've called chapter 1 and another section that they've called chapter 2. They're using this ID attribute. An ID is used to uniquely identify an element. In the case of the section, notice that you have two sections, so that's not a unique identifier. So you have to come up with your own. So you can use the ID attribute, so it's ID equals, and then the name that you come up with. In this case, the name is CH1, chapter 1. This one is CH2, chapter 2. And now you can create what are called section links. This is an example of a section link. Notice that the href is set equal to the ID with the hashtag in front of it. Again, in double quotes, so that's always important because it is a string. Now I'm going to take this code right here and I'm going to copy this code. And I'm going to show you something. Okay, I had to pause my video to get this going, but let me demonstrate something. So if you go over to your table of contents and you go to the HTML sandbox, you could test things out without having to create new files. Now it does take a second. I've used this before, so I had some tags deleted out of here. But notice this, let me fix it with putting in an open body. And I'm just going to paste in what I copied from that section link. Okay, so confirm that everything came in okay. Full screen is best because here's the run window. So now when you press run, right, it renders your page, and look at it down here. Now, I think the best way to see if these work is if you skinny down your page and you click on Chapter 2, and notice it brings up Chapter 2. All right, so these links, the section links, will take you to that section of your page.